Behind the ancient stone walls of Balmoral Castle, a secret meeting is being planned that could reshape the British monarchy forever. According to multiple royal insiders who spoke to the Times and the Telegraph, King Charles III has made a devastating decision that has sent shockwaves through the palace and created an irreparable divide within the royal family. This isn't about protocol or tradition. This is about a father facing his own mortality, desperate to reconcile with his youngest son before time runs out, while his eldest son and heir threatens to walk away from everything. If that reconciliation happens, the kingdom is watching, the world is waiting, and at the center of it all stands a 76-year-old king, weakened by cancer treatments, caught between two sons who refuse to be in the same room together. What King Charles decides in the coming weeks won't just affect Prince Harry and Prince William. It will determine whether the monarchy survives the next generation or crumbles under the weight of a family feud that has spiraled completely out of control. Welcome back to Royals Truth Network, where we don't just report the headlines, we uncover the real story that the palace doesn't want you to know. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into what royal experts are calling the most consequential decision King Charles will ever make as monarch. If you're passionate about understanding what's really happening behind those palace walls, hit that subscribe button right now, because we're bringing you exclusive insights and analysis you won't find anywhere else. This investigation has taken weeks of research, cross-referencing sources from London to California, and what we've uncovered is absolutely stunning. We're going to reveal the exact details of Charles's secret summer meeting plan, expose Prince William's shocking ultimatum to his father, uncover Queen Camilla's hidden role in blocking reconciliation, and explain why the next 90 days might be the last chance this fractured family has to heal before the consequences become permanent. Make sure you stay until the end, because the final revelation about what Charles has allegedly promised Harry will blow your mind. And drop a comment right now telling me, do you think Charles should choose reconciliation with Harry or stand firm with William? Your opinion matters, so let's hear it. The story begins not in the grand halls of Buckingham Palace, but in a private medical suite in London, where King Charles has been receiving weekly cancer treatments since his diagnosis was announced in February 2024. According to sources close to the king who spoke to the Sunday Times, the treatments have been far more aggressive than the palace has publicly acknowledged. Charles has reportedly lost significant weight, experiences frequent fatigue, and has been forced to dramatically reduce his public engagements. But here's what those close to him say has affected him even more than the physical toll: the emotional devastation of being estranged from his youngest son during what could be his final years. Multiple palace insiders have revealed that Charles has been increasingly emotional about the Prince Harry situation, often becoming tearful during private discussions about his family legacy. One former aide told The Telegraph that the king has repeatedly said he cannot die with this rift unhealed, and has made reconciliation with Harry his absolute priority for 2026. This brings us to Balmoral Castle, the Scottish Highland retreat where the royal family traditionally gathers each summer. Sources indicate that King Charles has been quietly planning what insiders are calling a reconciliation summit scheduled for August 2026, just 6 months from now. According to reports in Page 6 and the Daily Mail, the king has personally reached out to Prince Harry through private channels, bypassing official palace communications entirely, to extend an invitation not just to Harry but to Meghan Markle, Prince Archie, and Princess Lilibet as well. This would be the first time Meghan has returned to the UK for an extended stay since the late Queen Elizabeth's funeral in September 2022, and the first time Charles's grandchildren would spend meaningful time with him at a royal residence. The invitation allegedly includes a promise of privacy, minimal press access, and absolutely no formal royal duties required, just family time. But here's where things take a dark turn. When Prince William learned about his father's plans, according to royal correspondent Robert Jobson, the heir to the throne delivered a stunning ultimatum. Multiple sources claim William told his father that if Harry and Meghan are welcomed back to Balmoral with open arms, he and Princess Kate will not attend, and more shockingly, they will not bring Prince George, Princess Charlotte, And Prince Louis, think about what this means. William is essentially forcing his father to choose between his two sons and between two sets of grandchildren. Royal expert Tom Bauer, speaking to The Sun, called this the nuclear option and suggested that William's position represents not just personal hurt, but a calculated strategic move to consolidate his power as the future king. William reportedly believes that any reconciliation that doesn't include a full public apology from Harry and Meghan for their Netflix documentary series and Harry's memoir, Spare, would be catastrophic for the monarchy's credibility and public standing. Let me ask you this. Is William protecting the institution, or is he letting personal grudges destroy his father's peace in his final years? Drop your honest opinion below, because this question divides royal watchers right down the middle. Now, we need to talk about Queen Camilla, because according to multiple insider accounts, her role in this family drama is far more significant than most people realize. Camilla has reportedly been Charles's primary advisor throughout the Harry situation, and sources close to the couple say she has consistently counseled against reconciliation. Why, according to The Times, Camilla believes that Meghan Markle cannot be trusted, that any private conversations will end up monetized in future media deals, and that Harry has demonstrated he's no longer committed to protecting the dignity of the crown. One former palace staff member told The Telegraph that Camilla has directly told Charles that welcoming Harry back rewards bad behavior and undermines William's authority. But here's the truly controversial part. Some royal commentators suggest that Camilla's opposition isn't just about protecting the monarchy, it's about protecting her own position. Remember, Harry was initially quite close to Camilla, but that relationship deteriorated significantly, and in Spare, Harry made several unflattering references to his stepmother. Royal biographer Angela Levin has suggested that Camilla fears any reconciliation could give Harry renewed influence over Charles, potentially diminishing her own role as queen consort. The financial dimensions of this crisis make everything even more complicated. Let's follow the money, because understanding who controls what reveals the true power dynamics at play. Prince William, as heir to the throne, now controls the Duchy of Cornwall, which generated revenues of approximately £24 million, $30 million in 2023. This gives William substantial financial independence from his father and the palace. Meanwhile, Prince Harry receives no income from the royal family, having been effectively cut off financially when he and Meghan stepped back from royal duties in 2020. However, according to reports in Forbes and The Times, Harry still has significant trust funds established by Queen Elizabeth and the Queen Mother, which he can't fully access until certain conditions are met or certain ages are reached. Here's where it gets interesting. Sources suggest that King Charles has been considering restructuring Harry's inheritance to ensure his youngest son and grandchildren are financially secure. But Prince William has allegedly objected, arguing that providing Harry with substantial royal money while he continues his commercial deals with Netflix and other media companies creates an unacceptable conflict of interest. Tom Quinn, a royal expert and author, told The Mirror that the inheritance battle isn't really about money, it's about control, recognition, and what each brother believes they deserve. William reportedly feels that Harry walked away from his responsibilities and shouldn't benefit from royal wealth while simultaneously profiting from attacking the institution. Harry, according to sources close to him, feels that he's being punished financially for choosing his mental health and his wife's well-being over toxic palace dynamics. The truth, as always, likely lies somewhere in the complicated middle. We also need to understand Princess Kate's position in all of this, because her influence on William's decisions cannot be overstated. According to multiple reports, Kate was deeply hurt by comments Meghan made during the infamous Oprah Winfrey interview in March 2021, particularly the suggestion that Kate made Meghan cry before her wedding. While the palace later clarified that the opposite had occurred, the damage to their relationship was done. Royal sources who spoke to the Daily Mail say Kate has told William she will not pretend everything is fine and has no interest in fake reconciliation photos that don't reflect genuine forgiveness. Kate, who has built her public image on duty, discretion, and traditional royal values, reportedly views Harry and Meghan's approach as fundamentally incompatible with royal life. Some commentators have suggested that Kate's own health challenges in recent years, she underwent abdominal surgery in early 2024, have made her even less tolerant of family drama and more protective of her immediate family's stability and privacy. Public opinion on reconciliation is fascinatingly divided along geographic and generational lines. According to polling data reported by YouGov and discussed in The Guardian, British public opinion generally sides with William and views Harry and Meghan unfavorably, with approximately 65% of UK respondents saying the couple should not be welcomed back into royal duties or high-profile family events. However, in the United States, particularly among younger demographics, Harry and Meghan maintain significant support, with many Americans viewing them as victims of an outdated, racist institution. This transatlantic divide makes reconciliation even more complicated, because any outcome will be judged differently depending on which side of the ocean you're standing on. Are you Team William or Team Harry? Do you think reconciliation is possible, or has too much damage been done? I genuinely want to know what you think, so share your perspective in the comments right now. Princess Anne and Prince Edward, Charles's siblings, have reportedly taken more nuanced positions, according to the Daily Mail, and has privately told Charles that while she understands his desire for reconciliation, she believes Harry must accept consequences for his actions before being welcomed back. Anne, known for her no-nonsense approach and tireless work ethic, reportedly has little patience for what she views as Harry and Meghan's victim mentality. Prince Edward, meanwhile, has tried to stay neutral, focusing on his own growing role in supporting Charles's reduced schedule of engagements. The timeline of recent developments makes the urgency even clearer. In early January 2026, according to The Sun, Charles had a particularly difficult round of cancer treatments that left him hospitalized overnight, something the palace never publicly confirmed. Sources say this health scare catalyzed Charles's decision to accelerate reconciliation efforts, leading to the direct outreach to Harry. By mid-January, William had learned of his father's plans and responded with his ultimatum. Throughout late January and early February, Camilla has been working behind the scenes to convince Charles that reconciliation is premature and potentially destructive. All of this is happening while Harry and Meghan continue their life in Montecito, California, where they're reportedly working on new projects and raising their children far from the drama. Those sources close to Harry say he checks news about his father's health obsessively and is terrified of losing him before things are resolved. Previous reconciliation attempts help explain why this current situation feels so hopeless. After Queen Elizabeth's death in September 2022, there was a brief thaw when Harry rushed to Balmoral and walked alongside William at public memorial events. Royal watchers hope this marked a turning point. It didn't last. After King Charles's coronation in May 2023, which Harry attended alone while Meghan stayed in California, there was another moment of possibility. Again, nothing permanent changed. According to Robert Lacey, a royal historian, each failed reconciliation attempt hardens positions and makes the next one even more difficult because each side feels rejected and hurt all over again. The security issue remains a massive practical obstacle. Harry has been fighting a legal battle in UK courts over the decision to downgrade his taxpayer-funded security when he stepped back from royal duties. According to court documents reported by BBC News, Harry argues that without proper security, bringing his family to the UK puts them in unacceptable danger. The palace and the UK government maintain that security levels are appropriately allocated based on working royal status. This isn't just bureaucratic wrangling, it's a fundamental question of whether Harry can safely bring Meghan and his children to Balmoral for the reconciliation summit Charles wants to host. The Netflix deals create additional complications. Harry and Meghan signed a reported $100 million contract with Netflix, producing content including the controversial documentary series that aired in December 2022. William and palace officials reportedly fear that any private family gathering will be filmed, recorded, or later monetized in some way. Harry has insisted that he would never do such a thing, but trust has been so thoroughly destroyed that William doesn't believe him. This commercial conflict of interest makes genuine private reconciliation nearly impossible, because one side always suspects the other of ulterior motives. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the revelation that changes everything. According to multiple sources who spoke to the Times under condition of anonymity, King Charles has made a decision that he hasn't yet revealed to Prince William or the wider royal family. The king has reportedly decided that he will proceed with the Balmoral Reconciliation Summit in August 2026, regardless of William's objections, and he has allegedly promised Prince Harry something extraordinary: a formal role within the Commonwealth, potentially based in Africa or Canada, that would give Harry and Meghan official royal status and duties outside the UK, allowing them to serve the crown while maintaining distance from London and the British press. This compromise, Charles believes, could satisfy Harry's desire for purpose and inclusion while addressing William's concerns about maintaining standards for working royals. But here's the twist: William has reportedly already told close advisors that if this plan moves forward, he will publicly distance himself from his father's decision and make clear that, when he becomes king, any such arrangement will be immediately terminated. We are looking at a scenario where Charles reconciles with one son, while potentially creating permanent alienation with the other, setting up a constitutional crisis for the next reign. What we're witnessing is not just a family feud, it's a father facing death, desperate to heal wounds before time runs out, while simultaneously trying to preserve an institution that has lasted 1,000 years. King Charles has devoted his entire life to preparing for the throne, and now that he finally has it, he's discovering that being king doesn't give him the power to fix what matters most: his broken family. The choice before him is impossible: choose Harry and risk alienating William, the future of the monarchy, creating instability that could last generations. Choose William and live with the guilt of abandoning his younger son, potentially never reconciling before death, allowing the rift to become his permanent legacy. There is no good answer. There is no path that doesn't leave devastating casualties for the monarchy's future. The implications are staggering. If Charles proceeds with reconciliation against William's wishes, we could see the heir to the throne publicly breaking with his father on a matter of family and institutional importance unprecedented in modern royal history. If Charles sides with William and shuts Harry out permanently, the narrative that the royal family is cold, unforgiving, and chose institution over humanity will be cemented in history. Either way, the fairy tale is over. The illusion of royal unity is shattered, and the world is watching a family destroy itself in slow motion, with crowns and castles providing no protection from the very human pain of fathers and sons who cannot find their way back to each other. The human cost here breaks your heart when you really think about it. A 76-year-old man fighting cancer who just wants his sons to love each other. Two brothers who once shared everything, now unable to be in the same room. Grandchildren who will never know each other. A family that represents history, tradition, and national identity, proving they're just as fractured and wounded as any other family. Despite the palaces and the protocol, King Charles didn't ask for this choice. Prince Harry didn't ask to feel so alienated he had to leave his country. Prince William didn't ask to carry the weight of the future while watching his family fall apart. But here they all are, trapped in roles they can't escape, prisoners of duty and hurt and pride. If this investigation has shown you the real story behind the headlines, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications so you never miss our deep dive royal coverage. We've got exclusive content coming next week about Princess Kate's secret strategy to position her children for a modernized monarchy. And trust me, what we've uncovered will shock you. Share this video with anyone who cares about the future of the royal family, because this story is far from over. Thank you for watching, for engaging, and for being part of this community that demands the truth, not just the official palace version.